Ah, it was supposed to be live already. Give me one moment. I'm pretty ready to go live. The only thing missing is, of course, music. So let's see. Lounge music, good. And then turn that down just a little bit. Am I turning it down? There we go. Much better. Okay, let's see where we are. I have some pets. I need to, let's see, go to Nugget. I can edit Nugget. I need to start looking at editing the owners on Nugget. Actually, I kind of want to get into some designy stuff. So, yo, what's up, Ben? What's going on? The gill, yes, like a fish. Ooh, I don't know why that made me think that that's the sound a fish makes. A fish has never made that sound. Yeah, what's going on? I haven't seen you in a while. What are we thinking? Ben, I'm going to leave this up to you since you're the first one in. You're digging the mustache. Yeah, it was a little bit more wild earlier this week. I had to trim the sides a bit because it was a little bit too seraphy, if you know what I'm saying. So yeah, stream today. I am either going to go further into some databasey stuff. I don't know if you've been on the stream for this. We're doing some Remix, some Prisma, some SQLite. Eventually we'll connect that to like a production managed database. But yeah, today I'm thinking I either want to start getting into some of the branding stuff. So this is all pretty unbranded, unstyled, except for my little CSS reset that I use. So either design stuff or more like database account creation stuff. What are you feeling? Any of that sound interesting? I can wait. Design systems, okay. Don't know about design systems, but let's see if I can string together some sort of design process. So let's see, I'm gonna log in because I have some colors that I may want to use from a previous project. Let's go over here and say, hey, at austingill.com. And then on top of that, go tools, design, colors. So I'm going to share a tool. You may be into either this one or design. Actually, go design tools, colors. Oh yeah, I think this is the one that I want. So let's get into all my Figma stuff. I'm not going to go full on, but this is a cool little project that has reasonable colors, open source color system for building accessible, nice looking color palettes. And the cool thing about this thing that I love about it is it just has these safe to use, accessible colors in a pretty generic sort of grab and use what you want sort of way. So I might do that. There's also Hue Mint, which does this stuff for like a website. Is this the one? I don't think this was actually the one. Yeah, my secret to actually building these things. Okay, here's the other one I was looking for. So humans, maybe we'll use that, but let's go back here to brand, and then I am going to pick, gotcha, let's see, are my sort of brand colors I may or may not use. I don't think I'm going to use these on this project, actually. I'm going for a app for managing pets in my neighborhood. This is a little bit too neon-y highlightery. So let's see if we can get something. I want this tool that's going to generate like my brand colors for this project. I don't hate this one. This one's pretty cool, actually. How do I grab these now? Okay, this will work. Let's take those, and I'm going to create a new file somewhere inside the root. Let's go with, I don't know, design.js. Keep those in there for now. And I'm going to do a couple more just to see if there's something that stands out that I like. So pets, right? Animals. I'm definitely feeling like a green for some reason. Ooh, I like that one. That's not quite right for this project. Let's see, what stands out for pets? I don't know why green. I think green because I'm thinking grass. Because originally it was a app to manage the names of the dogs in my neighborhood. Give it a few more clicks. How about this one? This one's pretty cool. Animals. Does this speak animals to me? I do like the purple. Maybe grab this one as well. Yeah, it's a little bit friendlier. Whoa, that was cool. Ooh. Probably not. And finding colors. Oh, this one. This is going to be it. I think I need like a white as well, but I think this is it. It's got like, no, this is not it. I can't choose. Okay, let's see. One more time. Next one's it. Let's see. Terrible. This is it. This is going to be it. Okay. Pets. Pets, dogs, animals, cats. Love it. Fish as well. Okay, so 3 different options. Okay, so you like that last one, huh? The purple and orange are going to be tough to work with, though. Are you talking about this one? Oh, did I miss the one that you were feeling? One that you were feline? Okay, so we've got that. I need one more tool, which is the one that helps me. Where is it? I want to say it's like color box. Color box. Is it color box? Definitely not color box. Okay, the next thing I need is the tool. This is cool for like just generic colors. This isn't quite what I need. Semantics. And I love this one, but I need to generate some colors. I don't need this Figma thing anymore. I need to generate some colors based off of the colors in my like brand. So I have a tool somewhere. Let me see if I can do. It's not that. Ah, found it. Okay, cool. Move that up higher in my hierarchy of colors. What's that? Set when you typed that. You were on. Okay, wow, you remembered that, huh? Oh, it is the one. Okay, yeah. So I don't know what you meant by orange then, because unless you're talking about the red here. But if you like that one, I think it looks pretty good too. So we'll stick with this one that we're working on together. And that is not what I wanted to paste in there. So let's see. I want to go to Color Lab. And what Color Lab lets me do is take the colors from an existing system and paste it in there and generate like, what would you call this? A bunch of different stops. I don't know, a palette from it. So I'm gonna say I want 9, maybe I even only want 7 stops to give me the color that I've selected. Where is the color I selected? Should be in there. So there it is. Yeah. So it'll give me the color in my actual what I pasted there as part of these stops. So where a system like this will just give me generic ones, and I can find something close. This actually gives me what I want, or this specific brand color. So let's export that. What do I want? Probably CSS is going to be good. Let's copy that. Let's go into, do I have a styles file? I do. Let's go here. I'm gonna go like that. And can I add more colors? I can't. I wish I could do like multiple colors in this at the same time. There you go. There's my design. Let's grab you. Yeah, you. Okay, that's my purple. Really? Yeah, I guess it's there at the bottom. Okay, cool. That'll be pink. Cool. This is going to be color is green. Color is pink. One thing that I really like about this tool is it exports not just the stops, but also the default value. So even though these are the same, I can say, I don't remember which one is the actual default. What's up, Rugmat? But yeah, so I have the options to either incrementally choose which stop I want or pick whatever the default is. Yo, Brent. What up? Did you see my my clip today? That was a funny one. Yeah, on the stream last time, I totally dropped all and deleted something that I shouldn't have. Cool. Let's grab red. And that to red. Reading an article about view functional components and realized it was written by me. Yeah, that article is actually outdated at this point, unless you're still on view 2. But if you use view 3, I think functional components got dropped. Nonetheless, really glad you found the article. I hope you found it useful. You're still on view 2. Okay. Yeah, it's the functional component stuff is interesting. So we're gonna do, I don't even know what color this is. This is like khaki or beige. Oh. That's beige. Cool, color system is almost complete. Let's get rid of that. Burp, burp, burp. And primary, where am I using primary? Accent color. Cool. I'm going to take this, copy that, get rid of that. And after I define all of my potential or possible colors, then I'm going to... That's right, we're working on dogs. I want to define my primary and secondary colors. So I think primary is going to be the green default. Green default. Okay, I think that's it. This is the tool I like for the generating a system of color palettes around the tools that I already have existing. And then this is a tool I like to fill in the gaps for just like 1, 2, 3, 4, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Shoot. Well, I'm supposed to have 6 stops in each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, this one has 7. Yeah. We're not gonna use that. Stick with this one. So yeah, if I want to fill in the blanks with other systems, we can do that. Let's see, maybe let's like generate. What happens if I do that? Is it gonna give me the same sort of colors? Kind of. I like these ones better. And I like that I can just export it like that. So we're gonna do that. Take that, throw in a yellow here in case I ever need it. Particularly yellows are, I think you should always have like a yellow, a red, a green, maybe a blue. So let's grab a blue. Cool. Okay, so I have a good number. I have my brand colors. What am I missing? I'm not sure what I'm missing here. So let's see if we can actually, and Ben, I may have misled you. We're probably not going to be working on color systems as much as just design, or not design systems as much as just general design, but getting the app to look somewhat decent. So let's see. I was about to spell somewhat decent. Let's go background color with my beige, my default beigey color. So we can see that's going to be background of my app, which means I also need to give it a color. So I don't know if I'm going to support light and dark mode. Probably not. Well, definitely not to begin with. What else am I missing? I need like a black, which I think I have in my color system already here. mean, that's all right. I don't know if I need that many colors. I'm just going to stick with this simple one. Do I want this to be a variable? Primary, maybe. Let's say text is going to be var. No, not var. Just the hex code. Please. Ah, dang it. And we'll say color is going to be text. Cool, that's looking better. I should probably, okay, I need to break up my styles a bit. I wonder if I can do this. If I can do like utils.css, and then in main, do like an import of those at import URL. I don't think that's gonna work. Take all this and put it into utils and save that. Not gonna work. So this is something that's Remix doesn't quite do for us. So let's see, remix.run. Let's see if they have any documentation on post CSS. There they do. Okay, I see. So they're going to treat this as essentially a completely separate tool outside of their bundling. Yeah, will not build into it. Straightforward, use post CSS. Build CSS into the Remix app directly from style source. Import your style sheet to your node modules like any other style sheet. So let's get into doing that then. Need a post CSS config file. In my project root with whatever that stuff is. Okay, touch that, and then scripts, build CSS, dev CSS. Copy those into package.json. These commands will process from styles into app styles where your Remix modules can import them. And adding app styles to your git ignore. Okay. Cool, they got me covered with concurrently. That's exactly what I was gonna do. So we have we have a dev command, and we need to modify it because now we're doing both Remix dev and PostCSS dev. So that's going to copy code from styles, which I don't know if I want. App. I mean, I guess, sure. If we move everything out from styles into the root folder, and then that's going to output it to app.styles, which is where it was before. Okay, let's see if this works. Currently not found. One thing I want to do is maybe build a post CSS plugin, which is not a ton of fun. I mean, it's fine, but I'll be building the app. Cool. So we are generating styles. Looks like it's watching for changes. Reload. We do have some styles. Great. So why isn't my import URL working? CSS import rule plugin to inline import rules content. Which is basically what I want. Well, let's not shake the boat too much. I've got this working. I'm going to take my utilities, put them back into main CSS where they would go. App should hopefully be working. Yes, it is. Cool. Somehow I'm building things to here, which is great, through post CSS. So that means we can git ignore app / styles. Yep. Working. Okay, what do I need to do? I would like to, I've got my app. Well, I need to add some styles for inputs. So let's see. Input. Oh yeah, that's what I was doing. Main.css. I need more utility classes. I need something for border or border radius. Radius 4, sure. So that I can go to my input and I can say input or my select. Okay, so we're gonna have, I don't need that class name, but I do need the default class names that I'm going to have here, which are radius 4. And I think this same thing needs to go on my select here. Cool, I have my border radiuses there. Now I also need to give them a background. Let's go, utils. No, utils go away. Another utility function, something for background colors. Let's go background white. Color white. This is interesting. I don't know why my inputs have text of white right now because I feel like they should be inheriting color. Okay, color is still coming from user agent styles. So I want those to have a background of white and I want those to inherit the color. So inputs, background white, but then I need to have some custom, some custom CSS for these. So this is going to have a class name of app input, and actually, let me do another utility class for this because it's likely that I may need this one more time. So above the colors, we'll do color inherit, and this is going to have color inherit. Utility classes are so funny because I feel like once you start writing them, they just look so pointless until you actually reuse them. Where am I? Here. Down here. Radius for color inherit. Not quite right. What is this color? Computed color is black. Why is my input not inheriting? Okay, it does. It doesn't have the class name. Okay, just was not reloading properly. Cool, our colors are there. I think I want to do the same with the buttons. So I actually am going to create a new component. Let's delete that. Let's maybe copy this and paste this. And I'm going to call this one button.jsx. Let's see. Don't need random string, don't need get raw types, I don't think. This is button. Don't need ID or name or label. Probably need class name. Probably don't need classes. Type, yes. Options, no. Attributes, maybe. In that case, we don't need class name either. Okay, let's see here. Don't need label or name. Boop, 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 boop. Don't need this thing. Don't need the ID. This is basically going to do some checks and say that it could have an attribute called href. It could have an attribute called to. Oops. And it could have an attribute called something for forms, but we'll do that another time. Cool. And I'm going to get rid of all of this middle part. Okay, so what I want is you are going to live here. Class name doesn't matter. Classes doesn't exist. Class name I've already got covered. So what this is going to be is a little bit of logic. Where the type is going to default to, what is that thing? Where buttons can have a type of button or type of submit. So it's going to have a type of submit. And we're going to say, if the href is defined, then tag equal button. And if the href is defined, then tag is going to equal a. And sure, do that. If, say, else if 2 is defined, tag is actually going to be a link component. And then how do I do dynamic tags in React? Dynamic component names. Just like that. Okay, easy enough, I think. So that would be the tag. Doesn't seem right. React function component dynamic tag name. No. Ooh, Michael Chan, all right. React create element. That's what I want. Anyway, I think that's what I want. And let's see. Type, props, and children. Okay. I can do that. That's on the wrong side, though. I think this is how it would work. So we'd have the attributes, we'd have the tag. I need React. So let's go import React from React. And I think this might be what we need. So why am I doing all of this? This is so that, well, once I have a custom component that I can add some styles to, so I can edit these. So if I go to, what page is that? The root, no, the index. And from my components, I want a new file here, index.js, where this is going to export import. Okay, what is it? Input. Something like that, right? And we'll do the same with button. Put them in alphabetical order. Export button. No. as a default as button. Something like that. I need to fix my mic. B5 faux foam, your semis, or is kick your bum? Okay. Stoney, I'm glad you're here. I had something fun to show, or I had something interesting to show you from the last stream. But what's up with my mic? Audio input should be that. Cool. That fix it? Where my tech work is just the worst. I'm sorry for y'all. Using a headphones mic. It's hollow AF. Well, what do you want me to do? Have headphones and a mic connected? Okay. I think I have that set up now so that I can go to here, and instead of inputting or importing the input, I can come from index.js and I can get the input as well as button. All right, fine. How am I going to do this? You know, I spoil y'all. If I do this once, now you're going to ask me to do it every time. All right, that is connected. Now let me see. Audio, let's go. Cool. Any better? Any better? Any better? Check, check, check. Can you still hear me? For some reason, I use my mic for my recordings. I don't use them for the live stream. I feel like my music just died, and now I'm wondering if my output. Okay, so y'all can hear, but I can't hear. Whatever. Can you hear music? Do I have music? Music is still good. All right, well, I guess there's no reason for me to have these on then. I mean, besides the super cute ears. Okay, so I've got this button thing. Let's just see if it even works. I should have on this form, I should have this button, input, input, input. Oh, do I not have a, what? I didn't even have a button there. All right, that's lame. Here. All right, so let's see. If I go home, I do have a search button, but it's not here yet because it is up here somewhere. Up there it is. Okay, let's do that. Doot, doot, doot. Replace that with the search. Which means if I reload, we still have the search bar there. How do I check this? Search. Cool. Seems to be working. Glad to see that we have a button coming in there. One thing that's not working is I am expecting to see type of button on there. So I'm not seeing that. Interesting. Let's see if I
Ah, that's why. Duh. Because I need to set tag on its own. If we have an href, we'll set it to an A. If we have a 2, we'll set it to a link. Else, we're going to say tag is a button and the attributes.type equals type. Cool. That means it should. How's Little Nugget? Little Nugget's doing pretty well. We went for a walk today. Went by a yard sale, and there were some ladies with sandwiches that just he got so many treats from them. Okay, so we have type of button by default, which is great. This also makes it easy to do things like if I wanted to have something that is actually going to be like a button, but I want it to go to a page, href equals whatever, then you can see that actually gets converted to a search string. And then the last thing I want to check is if let me see, if I go to the root and I basically copy what I have here, link.to, if I change the href to attribute, it should be some sort of link component. Link is a void element tag, so that actually has to be not a tag but an actual component, right? So if I go here, this needs to be, instead of a tag needs to be the link component itself. Using it. Have link here. And that should be the actual element or component. Every property is undefined of path name. That's because I need attributes.to to be set to 2. Cool. Yeah, so that would take me to the home page, or I could have something that takes me to the create page. Do create. Let's go home. And then if I check this out, it should be, yeah, an href that goes. So the weird thing about Remix is, not the weird thing, but if I just change this to an href, it's going to do a hard page transition. Yes, it is. Whereas the link tag is going to do a JavaScript-based page transition. So anyway, this is just a handy way to make all of those things nice and convenient. In my case, I want it to look like a button though. So move over to chill mode and grab a cup of tea and I'll be back. Sounds good. Oh, before you sign off, let me show you what I was talking about. So in the last stream, we were looking at ways to grab, what's the good example? The edit user or the edit pet. Yeah, so here I could use this loader data, right? And I would grab information from the database and I would filter by ID and it would give me a pet back. And with Prisma, we're including this nested owner relationship. So the pet type actually is a pet with a property of owner, which is an array of persons. All right. Well, let me know when Stony gets back, and I can look through that. Okay. So, of got my input. Input's looking good. We've got our new button, and the button should actually go ahead and be a normal button with a type of submit. We have to be explicit about that now. And why does this matter? Right, because I wanted to style them. So let's go to the button. We're going to say, actually, I am going to need the class name. Am I going to need the class name? I don't know if I'm going to need the class name. I could probably just grab that off attributes. So we set the tag, and then we're going to say attributes dot class name equals if it exists. I think it's just easier to have it here. I'm going to say class name equals that. Attributes.class name equals an array dot space in between, and we're going to have something before whatever class name gets passed in. We also want to filter the empty value out. And I'm going to say that it's going to have the class of, what was it? Radius 4. Color inherit. And then I need a fancy color for this one. So I want, in my main.css, in the background colors, we're going to do background color of primary, which matches that. And here we're going to say got our color, and then we want background primary. I don't think color inherit is actually a good choice here, because if I ever change the background color to something dark, it's going to be dark. So here I actually want the background color, or the color, to be white, which means I need something here. Color white. Yep, you got it. Thank you. Cool. There's our puke colored button. Awesome. Let's give default buttons a little bit more padding. We're going to say padding in the X and Y. No, X direction. Yes, X direction. A little bit extra padding. So I want to go below margins, below border, into padding territory. We're going to say padding. I actually want, you could do like PX, but I think I'm going to do padding in the inline direction. PI4 is going to be padding inline start, padding inline end, 0.25 rem. Looks good to me. And let's go to the button. Padding inline 4. Cool. Does it already have that much padding? It does. Let's do like hmm. 7.5 rem is probably what I want. So, and I don't even have this. No, I do have this right. I want the equivalent of, what is that, 12 pixels? Cool, easy to remember, 12 pixels, 0.75 rem. Great. And I put it in the wrong place anyway. Okay. There we go, looking good. Only thing is the border color now. Border color white might be right. We have something weird. How tall is this? 29.98. And this is 29.98. Same height, but they look different. Probably because one is black and one is white. Okay. Need to color my links next. Let's do a dark color for the links. That's going to go in my general HTML area. Somewhere with my interactive components. So we're going to go here. A is going to get a color of a primary. What's up? I need my purple colors. I think it was actually a pink. So I have primary. I'm going to go with, a secondary color. Secondary. And my secondary highlight color, I think, is going to be this pink default. Cool. I am not a great designer. I'm an amazing designer. Let's see. Links. How are my links looking? Yeah, pretty meh. Pretty meh, if you ask me. Maybe that should be my main color, though. I change my button color to background secondary. That's looking a little bit better. That's getting there. All right. Oh, Stony, try and throw in some colors into this, huh? Let's see what you got. Ooh, that is a nice purple. Oh, but it's a typo. Really? Nice purple. Yeah. It's like, oh, is this like your color? Like your Stony Eagle color? That's a nice color. Good choice. I don't know if we have a purple in here, so I'm going to go ahead and copy these in. Maybe. We'll see. They make it. But I feel like having some purples is not a bad idea. So we got pinks, we got reds. How's this going to fit in with the rest? Maybe. Stony purple. All right, let's throw that on. Let's go. Purple. Great. Got that if we need it. Love it. Okay. Next thing's next was Stony. Since you're here, I wanted to show you this cool thing that we were looking at the other day, where we were looking at the loaders. So loading data from into Remix requires having this loader export and then using this use loader data. And normally I can get the pet, the value of the model in the database, like a typed object, directly from the database. But since we're doing this include, we actually have a nested query that creates a nested object. So what we end up with is this pet object and a extension. I don't know what you call it. But on top of the pet object, we're also going to have an owner property, which has an array of person types. So the question that we were trying to solve is how do we get that information from the loader into our data down here, or from Prisma down here? And the answer is actually a lot easier than what we were looking at, because Remix offers, I guess Remix doesn't really offer it. This is just built into TypeScript, but we can say that the return value from use loader data is going to be the return type from the loader function. And since the loader function returns an object that is typed, or returns an object with data of type of pet, and it's an asynchronous function, we can actually use the awaited keyword to say await, whatever this value is going to be. Me, we can say me is going to be a type of whatever the awaited return type of the type of loader is, which means it is going to be an object with a data property, which is the type of pet with the extension of owner, which is types of person, such that we can look and see that pet has a name and pet has all of these other properties. So Stony just thought that since we were kind of looking at that together, this is, and this would work regardless what we return here. So it doesn't have to be a type pet. It could be type, I don't know, true, right? Boolean, in which case pet here is going to be type Boolean. So I like this a little bit better than what we were looking at before, where we were trying to capture the data from Prisma, because generally with TypeScript, I like to lean more on inferred types, which is when you can say, I know what this function is going to return, and if that function ever changes, we'll just infer the type from that instead of being too strict. So awaited, return type, and type of this loader function, or loader variable, I guess. Yeah, TypeScript is love-and-hate relationship. I spend so much time that has no impact on the actual user's experience devoted just to TypeScript. Cool. So what's next? We have our app. It's starting to look a little bit better. It's starting to look like it has some style. Okay, we are using green there. We probably want to set the accent color. I think what I actually want to do is keep the primary and secondary colors as they are. Change this to primary. Do a search for primary. Cool. And the only thing I really want to change is what color primary actually is. So I'm going to change this from green to pink, and I'm going to say my secondary color is going to be that green. Cool. And we also have this red. I guess we could use, but with that, I've messed up my links. Boop. There you go. Primary. Great. Accent color and anchor links and buttons all on the primary color. Great. Cool. Got it. What if I just do, yeah, great. Okay, next thing's next. That got us through some design stuff. At least some color stuff. What other design stuff do I have to worry about? Oh, I still have buttons. I still have buttons on my site. This needs to go to button. We need to import components index.js. These to be button. Need type of submit. Need type of submit. And we need to import those from index.js on the components. Button. Type of submit. Yeah, I do enjoy using TypeScript. Obviously, it's pretty wonderful when you have things that are typed. And sometimes you really get drawn into writing stuff that does not do anything at all. Cool. Type is going to submit. I have so many things that are repeated. It's going to be. All right. Next, we need to do the owners. Cool. There you go. Now I'm getting some things that behave the same. Okay. We have a cancel button, which I think that works fine with me. That it's a link. Okay, so we've got creating, we've got the name, we've got the type. We could add, what do I want to do next? I feel like it is time to maybe change this thing to have like a header, maybe have footer, maybe like some sort of card around it. Small, it's not really an issue. Yeah, I mean, it's only small today, Stony. This is going to be pretty big. Just saying, this is going to be huge. So don't be surprised when you have a dog on this app. It's going to be the Facebook for dogs and cats and other types of pets. All right, I feel like I need to start making this look a little bit nicer. So yeah, we said we were going to do some design stuff. So let's get into listing these animals. Need to start looking at some more componentization. Glad you're being pet inclusive as a cat owner. Yeah, of course, I mean, dogs are my thing, but I'm if it barks or meows or what sound does a fish make? Blub? Or squawks? Yeah. All right, I need to get some card components. I want that on the home page. I want to show a grid of some sort. So this is going to touch on something that I think is interesting, which is when you have a grid of elements. Let's see, here's my doggos. So when we have a grid, I want to have a div with a class of grid. And what is this going to be? This actually might be better served as an unordered list. But if I give an unordered list a display of grid, I think it loses semantic meanings. And anyway, it makes sense to have that div anyway. This should actually be equals grid on here. class, it loses the other styles, and this now I want to have like a card component. So this is going to be fun. Let's create a new component called card.jsx. I forgot to add my type definitions. It's my component here. Stony, how could you let me forget? href is going to be a string. 2 is going to be a string for the time being, although I think that maybe could also be an object. And then because of all that, I think we should be good. Type. Let's do type, which is not required. And it can be, either button or submit. Sounds good. I'm not blaming you, Stony. I'm just disappointed in you for not helping me with that. Okay, let's get rid of all of that. And we're gonna say, I don't need to do this the same way. I can actually export JSX, but it's going to be a card. So let's start with easy part. That's not what I want. Div, please. Div, and then I need the children in here. Children, please. Thank you. Got the children. Class name. Don't need. href don't need. 2 don't need. Type don't need. Don't need any of this. Don't need any of that. And then the attributes will go on here. Take your $2 and your friends with you. Stony, don't leave me. I need you. Okay. So, what happens if the card component has a link? This is going to be, I think this is going to be fun as well. Okay, let's go to here. Let's grab button input. Let's grab the card as well. Means we have to export that from here. And where's my thing? Here, so I want to have the card replace the link. And there we go. So we have that. Your 2 cents. Yeah, I don't know. You've never heard that? That must be something in England too, no? I'm surprised that you haven't heard it. Okay. What we're doing here is I know you're Dutch, but I mean, Dutch is close to England, and I think a lot of, well, I'm not going to make any assumptions about Dutch people, but I'm surprised that you haven't heard it, is all. Right. So if the card has a 2, essentially what I want is I need a placeholder image. Placeholder dogs. Place dog. Perfect. And I want to have, let's see, an image, source like that. And this is going to be the alt. It's going to be like doggo.name. Don't need the ID. What I do want is maybe a way to add the heading. H3. And on my card, we need some styles, which means I need the class name. Once again, this is one thing I really don't care for in React. I don't know of a better way to handle this whole class name deal. So I want some default class names, and I want to give it, this is going to have its own sort of radius of 4. This is going to have a border of, I don't know, we'll just say border. So let's go with some CSS back here, down to the utilities. We've got margins, we've got borders. Border is going to be 1 pixel solid. Don't need anything like that. We'll just inherit. The default color is. To put in my 2 pennyworth, either comes from gambling cards, boxing announcers saying, or penny for your thoughts. Penny for your thoughts? Oh, and then someone's like, well, here's my 2 cents. Possibly. Cool, we have borders. We need some padding on that as well. Border radius padding of 1 rem, so 16. Here, padding. Ooh, that's a lot. That is too much of a gap. Let's do padding of 8. Card, padding 8. Reload. That's a little bit better. Cool. So the card component essentially has some default padding and a border, and then puts in whatever inside of it, whatever children has inside. I need to split up my grid now. Got flex. Grid is going to be display grid. I don't know if I need this. Definitely don't need that and that. Don't know if I want that. What I want is a automatically responsive grid area. It says, okay. Okay, let's go. GitHub, Austin Gill, utils. Should have some CSS in here for responsive columns. Grid breakpoint, or this one. This seems like a lot more. Stick with this one. Okay, so we'll have every grid is going to have some default things, auto fit, min max of the breakpoint, and it's going to be 1 FR, which means I should be able to say things like, hey, at columns of 3, columns of 3, where do I want my breakpoint to be? A little, and you're all for it. So I have a suggestion. Whenever you're out of town or at work, set a leave time and return time. That is a great idea. So you're saying in the app, when you're gone, you should be able to set a leave time. Between the times, make the doorbell randomly ring. That is funny. It also seems really cruel to the animal, because then you're just gonna have the doorbell like randomly ringing. And as someone with a pet that has like really bad anxiety, whenever someone comes to the door, that's just gonna like torture them. Okay, but I do like where your head is at, and it would be really interesting. I've never done any like IoT stuff, so it would be interesting to pull something in. How would you do that? You'd have to have something that communicates from your calendar app to some cron job scheduling thing that hits a internet connected device that's somehow connected to your network. But then how would you also protect that device endpoint so that people on the public internet can't just like spam your doorbell? We would have to probably build our own custom doorbell app. Or maybe, yeah, you'd log in. I don't know. That'd be ridiculous. Kind of cruel. Yeah, make some food pop out. That is a good one. That is going to be way outside of my budget. But I do love the idea. And right now I'll tell you what we're mostly trying to get into is I'm mostly interested in pets outside of my house. So I live in a neighborhood with tons of dogs, and I'm trying to meet them all and recall all of their names, but it's becoming more and more difficult because there's just too many of them. So right now I'm just building like a database CRUD system to be able to add them and remember, what their favorite treats are and stuff like that. So where were we? Grid column breakpoint. I think this would say what the max size of the templates would be. So this actually probably isn't what I want. That's if I wanted responsive grid. Let me grab this off. Say, will there be dog facial recognition? We could do that. I have no idea how to do that. I've never done it myself, but in theory, we would just have to get a bunch of pictures of the same dogs, like pictures of the same dog. And no, that's fine. I mean, whatever, we're working. So we'd have to get a bunch of pictures of the same dogs, or the same, no, wait, sorry. Yes, pictures of the same dogs. and build data models for each dog. So I have a dog down the street called Griffin. He is a black poodle. I have to get a bunch of pictures of him. And also for talking about facial recognition or just like dog recognition, right? Because if I'm just getting his face, I need, I don't know, maybe several hundreds, maybe thousands of pictures of his face. So I can train a data model to say, hey, at every single angle that you might see a dog, these are the ones that you would use to like recognize Griffin with some level of confidence. But if we wanted to go beyond the face and maybe just get a random picture of a dog and say, hey, is this Griffin? We'd also have to include pictures of dog butts, just so you know. And, you know, if that's something that we're willing to do, that's what we're going to have to do. Okay. With that out of the way, let's say display grid is just going to be that. I'm going to comment that out. Leave this on. Remove that. At a 3-column grid, we're going to say grid template columns. Repeat. We're going to copy. Wait, what was it? Column repeat. No, that's not quite it. I want. Is it autofit min-max? No, we'll leave that for now. So that I can go here and say that I want my grid to have columns of 3. Turning a video into a bunch of pictures work for it if you filmed from slightly different moving angles, or would the screen tearing and stuff ruin it? I think you could do that. I think if you had a high quality enough camera, then, and not like too much movement, then you could probably get good quality stills of each frame or each several frames, and just do like take the camera and go around, like basically around like that, the dog's head, assuming that this is the dog's head. So I'm like coming from a top angle and then a side angle and then like a bottom angle. You could probably get that. And again, if you wanted to do beyond facial recognition and do the entire dog, you'd also have to go around to the butt side and do the same thing, which is a hilarious thing to think about. Okay, do I have something for gaps? I think I do. I have gaps for 8. So let's go here, columns 3, gap of 8. We'll include owner names. So in case there are 2 dogs with the same name, like Nugget, the name can be like Nugget, daughter of Austin G. Yes. That was the other option of 2 things that I was either going to work on today. Was either going to be getting into the design stuff or getting into more of the database stuff. Currently, we do have database relationships between a pet and a person, where many pets can have many people and many people can have many pets, because a family can have like 5 dogs and a family can consist of 5 people. There you go. Therefore, you'd have many-to-many relationships. Okay, cool. So we've got our dog. One thing I want to do here is I want to follow this what is it? Accessible card pattern. Two patterns, title card, inclusive design. There it is. Great website, inclusive design. Check it out. But essentially what we want to do is have this list of items, and I want to make the whole thing clickable. But and you can read this if you want. Let me post this into the chat. The one that is curious, we want to make sure that our apps are a good experience for everyone. And if we put a bunch of text into a link it's going to read way too much information. So this is what I want to do, the pseudo content trick. You started learning HTML, CSS, JS from scratch 2 days ago. Cool. I'm super glad to have you here. If you have any questions, let me know. Would love to help. And what am I trying to do? Focus within. Oh, what is the markup? It's something like this. Yes, this is. Okay. Author link. Okay, well, it's something like this, where we would take, would want my link to be, I'm gonna put it somewhere inside so we can actually see it. We're gonna say href equals sure, why not go to inclusive designs, why not? Boop, boop, boop. We're gonna say the link is here. Question. Okay, let's see if I've got an answer. Let's see how well they match up. When will you be able to make a site and just add a responsive tag around everything? Oh, probably never, if I'm honest. Because so much of responsive design comes down to you as the site author, and there's no way that platform creators can know that these two things need to like stack on a small screen and expand on larger screens, you know? So unfortunately, it's probably not going to happen anytime soon. Okay, so the idea here is we take this link and we basically want to make this whole thing clickable without the whole thing being read to a screen reader. So if we put the anchor where the div is, it would read everything like, well, I guess right now it would just read Griffin, Dog, and Nugget, which is what we want. But let's say we had some lorem ipsum, right? Lorem. Here we go. So if we had some lorem ipsum, or whatever, a dog description, and maybe their birthday, maybe their breed. We don't want someone with a screen reader to come through and tab to the site and hear nugget lorem ipsum dolorositum et consectitur adipising elite, you know, and so on and so on. We want it to just read like nugget. So how do we do that? Well, we can take this link and we can say, we can do what? We can do what? We can take this link and we can put it inside of the title, right? And then we can say, cool, now Nugget's just the link, but I want the whole card to be clickable. Well, I think what we can do is say that this is going to be, we add a rule. I want a rule just on this one. I'm gonna add a rule called like H3A before. It's going to be position absolute, inset, say inset 0, which makes, where is it? Oh, we need to give it some content as well. Content empty string, which means we have this before that is now covering the entire page. And what we can do is give this element a position of relative, which means that this link is only on the title, but the before covers everything, which means this whole element is clickable. So let's see. Oh, you know this one. You use JavaScript to change the value of H3 element. I do not use JavaScript for this. This is just CSS. So we're going to say that the card component is going to have a class of relative. And I'm going to create a new utility class called relative. It's going to give me position relative. Then I'll also have one of absolute. Position absolute. And we'll have one of inset 0, which is actually going to use the new CSS property of inset 0. Great. Cool. Now, let's see. My card. My title. Okay. You need a class name equal to absolute and inset 0. And that's actually not quite right because that shouldn't be on this element. It should be on the before tag. So next thing is I think this is going to need something special. Let's do this. Let's do card is going to have a title of doggo.name. Cool, which means we can get rid of this. We can take this code out of here, and I'm going to say that it is also going to link to here. Copy that, put that there, get rid of this, and then I also need a preview. So preview or thumb, like thumb better. Thumb equals that. And the thumb alt equals the doggo name. Cool. All right, so we'll have that. We'll just have this content inside of the card. Reload that. Cool. Card needs all those things now. Card component has. It is now expecting something like, what was it? Thumb alt, which is going to be empty string by default. Thumb is going to be undefined, is fine. And then what do I need? Title, string, and 2 string. Cool. Thumb can also be an empty string. Why not? That will establish the type definition, I think. So if we have a title, do some conditional check and say title and do H3. Don't need all these class names. That's definitely coming from some Tailwind stuff that we don't even have. H3, we're going to do that. And then we're going to say if we have a 2, then yep, we'll put the link to is going to be 2. closing tag. We're going to put the title in here. And we're going to put closing tag. Cool. Is that going to work? Seems to be complaining. Two. Closing tags. Doesn't like that. Interesting. Not sure how to do that then. Okay, let's solve that a different way. We'll take the title and say, if we have the 2, we're going to do the link with the content, close the link. Otherwise, if we don't have a 2, we're just going to put do that. That's not what I wanted to see. Cool, we've got the nugget, we've got the griffin, and we need that link to have some more classes on it now too. We're going to do class name is going to be card class name. Card link. This element should have a class. Maybe it doesn't need a class with card. Doesn't need a custom class. So I want some custom CSS now. And I'm not sure how to actually import CSS into a component. So let's try not doing that for the time being. Card link 4. We're going to say content of nothing, position absolute, inset 0, please. Okay, do I have this? Do I have it actually done? Let's see. I do have the before. I do see that when I select something, it is on that before element, which means if I click here, I'm clicking on that link, even though the link currently only says nugget. Pretty sweet. Nice and accessible so far. One thing else that I need to do is add this image. So let's go, if there is a thumb. Not at all what I'm trying to do, GitHub, but thank you. Oh, a background image. That is one way you could do it, of course. I think inline or actual images is probably better for a number of reasons. So don't need you. I want that to be the source attribute is that. What do I want here? Don't need this style, don't need these class names. We do a little bit of a check here to help anyone that uses this component and say, if thumb is defined and there's not a thumb alt, I'm going to say console.warn thumb alt is required. And I actually, having this set to an empty string is actually a bad idea because I want the alt text to either be explicitly defined. Well, I always want it to be explicitly defined if we need it. So if we have a thumbnail and we don't have alt text, and not even if we don't have alt text, because I do want to support empty alt strings. Will GitHub Copilot be the end of us? Definitely not. I'd say GitHub Copilot is just another version of like syntax highlighting. You still need to be able to see what it does, because, for example, what it just tried to print was not at all what I wanted. But I think it can like assist, just make you a faster developer. So I don't want this to be just check if it's truthy or falsy. I want this to actually check if it's undefined. If the thumb is set and the thumb alt equals undefined, then we want to say, hey, you need to pass a thumbnail alt, please. So let's try that. If I have a thumbnail and I don't pass an alt text, I'm saying, oh, did I mean class name? Yes, I did. There you go. Thumb alt is required. Should probably have a better message. Where did I put class instead of class? Oh, there it is. Class name. That is the most annoying thing in all of React, in all of JSX. Okay, cool. We want to explicitly set a thumb alt, right? So this way, if I don't have one, I can just say, hey, this image is actually just purely decorative. So I don't need one, which means I can set the alt, where is it? To an empty string, which we can do here. We can say on my image, there's my source. The alt is going to equal the thumb alt. And that's looking good. Cool. I want to do a little bit of a change on my design here because I actually want this image to go all the way to the edge of that area. Which means this padding 8 does not belong here. I want that to wrap on a div. Class name equals padding 8, please. And then that's more like it. Now this image is a little bit funky. I think that this border should also not exist. Not quite. This border should be also down here. Oh. Whoops. This should actually be wrapping title as well. So there's my title just after the thumbnail. We'll put this div as a title and the children. And then we have one more thing I want to bring back is the border radiuses. So I want this border here is kind of fine. I'm whatever if I see it. What I want to see is in the event that we have an image, I want the image to have a sort of border radius at the top, but not at the bottom. And I want my card to have a 90-degree angle here, but then like a border radius at the bottom as well. So that means more custom utility classes. So we've got radius 4. We also need radius top 4 and radius bottom 4. So this is border top radius, border bottom radius. Okay, so now the question is where those radiuses happen. If we have a thumbnail, we will always have the class name of radius top 4 on this one. This one no longer needs this radius. If we pull this into its own little thing, if we do not have a thumbnail, we want this to always have border radius. Otherwise, in the event that we do have a thumbnail, then it should only have radius bottom. So let's say let card class name equal, and we'll pull this over here. Should actually be content class name. Let content class name equal that. Class name here is going to be content class name, and if thumb content class name plus equals sure this is the right idea, content class name, but in this case it's going to plus equal border bottom 4. I think we can just do this. Make it maybe a little bit simpler too. A little bit simpler by making it a little bit more complex. Plus equals the thumb inline ternary expression. If the thumb is defined, we're going to do border bottom. If it's not defined, we're going to say that it is border, no, not border, radius, and just radius all around of 4. Okay, if I got that right, we should see something that's not working at all. Where are we going? Radius bottom 4. Oh, duh, because it's not border top, border bottom radius. It's border radius top. Oh. Border top right radius and top left radius. Okay, fine. Top right radius, top left radius, bottom right, and bottom left. Okay. Did we get that right? Let's see. We've got our border radius there correct. We've got our border radius up there correct. Looks good. If I go to my list and remove the thumb, we see that we still have the border just there. Cool. Looking good. And the thumb here, of course, I want to change that to doggo name. Such that we can see this doggo is going to be Nugget, and this doggo is going to be Griffin Dog. Beautiful. All right. And if I link through these, tab through, I can see that I can tab. Yep, tab, great. And I can go back here. We don't need this. We've got those links working correctly. Love it. And I can click on any of these anywhere, and it will take me to the correct place. Love it. Wonder if Ben is still in the on the stream today. He would have enjoyed this. And I think that is as far as I'm going to get today. I think maybe I want my cards to have a background of white too. Where am I? Live relative background white. On the content. Beautiful. Cool. Get a little work done. Yeah, I get so little work done. What are you talking about? You got to be. This is sarcasm, right? You're messing with me. This can't be serious. I got a lot of work done today. All right. I'm going to put a little bit of space under that card. And in fact, probably get rid of this lorem ipsum. It really doesn't feel like I need it there. And on my card, yeah, I mean, I may not be as fast as you, but I'm not terrible. I think I'm doing all right. I feel pretty okay about what I'm doing. Okay, cool. This is looking good. That's gonna be it. That's as far as I'm gonna get it. Nugget. We're gonna get into one thing I'm gonna have to do eventually is going to be these image uploads, because that's a challenge. I essentially am going to want to set up object storage for that. I could save to the file system for now, but yeah, no, I mean, you did okay, but you did a video encoding scheme in 1 day, but I did this in 2 hours. So, and Brent over here, just what a sweetheart. That's the kind of wholesome vibes that we need around here. All right, I think we're gonna leave it at that. We have some more stylistic things to do, like maybe fix up that these are looking a little bit more like inline would be nice. Maybe do some custom checkboxes, add a little bit of spacing here. But for the time being, yeah, I think we covered some cool stuff with some design systems. And you know what, Stony, one of the perks that I think I'm going to add to the channel is being able to choose who we raid. So don't have that set up yet. I promise it's coming, but in the meantime, who do we want to raid? Let's see. Building a random partner pair, building a streamer suite, working on Gumroad and chatting. Purple. All right. Purple LF. Down. We're going to raid. Purple elf. Purple elf. I was on their stream earlier, so that sounds good to me. All right, y'all. Thanks again for hanging out. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have any future questions, hit me up on Twitter, and I'll try and cover them in the stream. And I will be back on Monday, 1:30 p.m. Pacific Standard. And you get help from the one and only Phils. Yeah. See ya. Let's go on this raid.